Good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today is Tuesday the 27th and today is part 5 of my Dollar Tree series. This is going to wrap up the last of the Dollar Tree wave for me in July because I'd like to kind of get onto some different things on the channel. Not different than what I've done in the past, but just in a different direction, if you will. Today has about 32 titles. I'm going to tell you probably right now I'm not going to go into full detail like I do sometimes because I do have 32 of them and I don't want to, get, too bogged down in going all detail in the video this morning. But let's get started on what I picked up. It's a pretty extensive amount here. And like I said, this is the last of the Dollar Tree wave for July. And right off the top here is a movie starring Michael Caine, Bob Hoskins, and John Lithgow. World War II When Lions Roared. Since it was an Emmy Award-winning miniseries. And I mostly got it, not just because of Michael Caine or John Lithgow. I also got it because of the late, great Bob Hoskins. I didn't really expect any Bob Hoskins in this wave, so I was really ecstatic when I did get some. Because, like I said, he's passed on. Very underrated actor, if you will. It's from Mill Creek on this one. Clocks in at a hair over 3 hours, and it's from Gideon Productions. And it was directed by Joseph Sargent. And this is saying it was from 1994, so decently old. And it makes a ton of sense considering Bob Hoskins has passed on quite a while ago now. But I was very happy to get Bob Hoskins, Michael Caine, and John Lithgow. That's a hell of a cast for 3 main actors here. That's World War II When Lions Roared. Like I said, that's a Mill Creek, but if I didn't mention it. And then next up, I wasn't sure how to pronounce this, but I did look it up, and it is how it looks. It's the Battle of Harlem, Mother Warrior Legend. I didn't know if it was a special pronunciation for this one, just because of the double A's here. It's an ITN distributed title. Clocks in at 113 minutes. Widescreen presented in action and a drama. Directed by Martyr. I'm not even going to touch the name. Driven by grief, hatred following the execution of her youngest daughter, Gano finds herself leading a gang of women into an epic, heroic battle against the Spanish, Inquisition or whatever. Doesn't really say Inquisition, but that's what I'm assuming. That's the Battle of Harlem. I looked this up. I want to say it was a city in the European part of the world. I'm not really sure if that's where it is, but I did look this up. To see where it was from. So it does take place in Middle Europe, if you will, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to switch over to horror here. Anna Shields, Rachel Finninger, Grant Schumacher, Monstrous, Something Is Out There. This is an Uncorked. It's a little hard to see because you got the U and the N is white, and then the cork part is all red, so it kind of blends with the black cover here, or on the back side of the cover. It's from 377 Films, directed by Bruce Wemple. Widescreen presented, 87 minutes. Does have an audio commentary for its bonus feature as well. That's Monstrous. Very happy to get another Uncorked. Let's see. And then I got a perfectly enjoyable old school sci-fi action romp starring Danny Trejo, Cartel 2045, a new breed of drug war. Let's see, I'm not really seeing a company here. Oh, okay, yes I do. They just got the banner for Uncorked in a different location. It's an Uncorked Entertainment release. Uncorked has kind of come, full circle in this wave. It was predominantly high octane, but the last couple of videos it's been becoming Uncorked. It's uncorkedentertainment.com that you can go to find out many of their sci-fi, action, horror, and I want to say they have a family line of movies as well. They're calling this very reminiscent of the movie Planet Terror, so I don't know if there's like zombies in this or. Planet Terror was very much about zombie outbreak. Stunning ensemble cast and the superb villain played by Master Danny Trejo. Obviously, this takes place in 2045. Widescreen presented, 106 minutes, and obviously NTSC. Pretty basic sci-fi romp. Starred Danny Trejo. But that's Cartel 2045. Let's look at the back. Pretty cool pickup. Once again, another Uncorked, as I mentioned. And I'm just, at this point, just randomly grabbing one. Or you're grabbing some. And then I showed this one in my video the other day. I didn't even realize I had duplicates here and there. And this one this morning. But really not much to explain. This is Crying Wolf. Another Uncorked Entertainment. 91 minutes, considered horror and widescreen presented. Does have a making of videos, deleted scenes, and a music video, which is pretty cool. They have a music video on this Crying Wolf. You don't really see that this much, that much at all on these DVDs. Let's look at the back. I love werewolf films, so that should be no different on that one. And then we got a man who looks an awful lot like our good friend, what's his name? The late great Charles Bronson, Robert Kovacs, Richard Tyson, Ava Hamilton, and Daniel Baldwin. Justice has a familiar face. It's a Rene Perez film. It's called Death Kiss, cleaning up the streets one scumbag at a time. This too is an Uncorked Entertainment. And this is what I was talking about when I said that Uncorked 2 has a action adventure line in their distribution company. It includes audio commentary with the director and a theatrical trailer. 2 has Daniel Baldwin in it as well, according to the back. They're calling it a revenge film in the vein of Death Wish, if you will. I think this is pretty cool. It's kind of like a nod to Charles Bronson. It's from Millman Productions and Mosquito Entertainment. Kind of getting a vibe like it would be something that Robert Rodriguez would make in a sense too as well. Just with the name Rene Perez film, it feels very much Robert Rodriguez like a little bit. Would also make a really cool kind of like a 70s exploitation kind of film that Robert Rodriguez would probably explore. Grindhouse, if you will. That's the word I was looking for, but very much has that grindhouse look to it. It'd be perfect for something for him as a source for making something of that time period. And then I picked up another copy of Pumpkins. You reap what you sow. And I did see this one. I had fun with this one. It was such a simplistic slasher plot. A little bit more simplistic than some. But the carnage in this was really well done. And the humor was really quite funny as well. This is from High Octane Films. I admit this probably isn't going to be for everybody, but it kind of is what it is. If you like slasher films, you'll love this one. 89 minutes, widescreen presented, and a 2.0 stereo sound. It does have a music video, Let's Lose This Crowd, by Great Northern Hotel L. James Atkin. And like I said, it's a high octane pictures, and also a Great Northern Productions UK film as well. And it's directed by Maria Lee Metheringham. That's Pumpkins. Love the cover here. It is so weird. Somebody was telling me about watching this, and then it showed up in the wave, and it's just like perfect timing. It was like it was meant to be that the movie was in this wave. And then I got a Western here. Stylish and entertaining, says the New York Times. Critics' Pick says. There Are No Good Men. Five Fingers for Marcellus. Marcellus. I'm not sure how you really say that, but it's from a Game 7 Films. That's a slew of accolades. They're calling it the genre's Black Panther. Uh, Original explosive crackles with energy, says Los Angeles Times. The best Western of the year, a must-see masterwork, says Birth, Movies, and Death. From 2017, and directed by Michael Matthews. Says Above the Clouds, Stage 5 Films as well. That's Five Fingers. I'll just lay off the last part. I'll just call it Five Fingers. A little easier to say. I don't want to butcher the name. It's kind of a different name. I've never really. I can't honestly say I've ever saw that name before. I guess it's Marcellus. I guess. Probably should have looked that up before to be safe. That's another one for the Emporium. And then I got a Redwood Massacre. Will have you hooked from the very first minute to the very last as the UK horror scene. This too is an Uncorked in 2014. Gorehounds will love it. Slasher film of the year, says Horror Society. Has a making of video and a 5 point. I don't really call that a special feature or 5.1 surround sound. I don't really call that a feature, but they do in this case on the back. Directed by David Ryan Keith from Clear Focus Movies. Stars Lisa Cameron and Mark Wood. It's Redwood Massacre. It's kind of weird because in my area we do actually have a town called Redwood, which is kind of neat. Oh, this little banner always pops up when I'm doing a video. I have no idea why. That's Redwood Massacre. Then I got another horror title here called The Child Remains. A buried secret is about to kill again. A Michael Melsky film, inspired by true events, but aren't they all? At this point, they're always inspired by something that's probably a little far-fetched. Uncorked Entertainment, again here. Widescreen presented, and it's 108 minutes. And it has a slew of special accolades from different places like Cryptic Rock, Flaw in the Iris, Nerdy UK, Cultural Mining, Starburst Magazine, and Dread Central. This is a winner of 16 Best Feature Awards. So, I don't know, I might watch this one tonight. It looks kind of creepy. No, I like stuff with like ghostly kids and things like that. Expectant couples' intimate weekend turns to terror as they discover their secluded country inn is a haunted maternity home where infants and mothers were murdered. And there's where I was talking about like all the accolades the movie has gotten. It's like all over the back. Better live up to it if I decide to watch this tonight. But that's Child Remains. I'm going to set that one off to the side as a reminder to watch that one tonight. And then I got a movie called They Call Me Jig, filmed by Gabrielle Manetti, superhero like no other. So we get a superhero like film here. This too is a Uncorked Entertainment release. It says it was a winner of 7 David D. Donatello awards. It won an Italian Golden Globe for Best Film. Toronto Film Critics Association award as well. I just hope it's in English because I'm seeing a lot of. Yeah, it's actually, this movie is in full Italian. With a 2.0 5.1 sound. You have to basically read the English subtitles to see this. To know what's going on. 118 minutes, and it's considered action. So, if you're kind of on the fence about that kind of thing, and you're really kind of leaning towards you really don't like to read your movies, probably not the movie for you. It might be really good. It sounds good, but I don't know. Just kind of on the fence with it. I don't mind reading if there's not a lot of reading, but I feel like when they're like movies like Wreck, it's a really good movie, but my problem with it is like there's way too much subtitles, way too fast, and I feel like you miss the jump scares, and it kind of takes me out of the film. I'm not knocking on subtitles, but I don't know. I'd rather have it just dubbed. I know dubbing is kind of bad sometimes, but I'd almost rather have it dubbed so I know what's going on. It's just. I'm used to poor dubbing with the Italian films anyway, because a lot of times they're either off or, I don't know, just different movies I've watched, Italian dubbed ones. They're always, the dialogue's the speaking is always off with the person speaking for them. But I would have probably dubbed this one, just because it was an Uncorked title. That's a name everybody knows here in the States. Uncorked is very rampant in the red box kiosk machines, if you will. They're always all over the red box boxes that you see around, different places like Walgreens and things like that. The Witch in the Window, A New Start, An Old Spirit. It's another Uncorked. Widescreen presented, a really short one here, clocking in at a mere 80 minutes. Has a director's commentary, which is pretty cool. Haunting and Sublime, says Anton Patel from Sci-Fi Now. From 2018, and it's looking like it's directed by Andy Mitten, or Mitton. I think it's Mitten, I think. That's The Witch in the Window. Quick look at the back. Then I got Gremlin. An absolute winner. I've definitely never seen anything like it before. Ain't it cool news? I did see this one. It's really not like in the vein of Gremlins, really. I don't know. It's an Uncorked Entertainment as well as a High Octane. So I don't know if they collaborated on this, because it does have the High Octane logo on the back as well. Clocks in at 88 minutes. It does have deleted scenes, audio commentary, and behind the scenes featurette. That's Gremlin. There's one point in this movie where I'm not trying to really give it away, but there's at one point the monster gets really big. Can tell it was kind of like on a shoestring budget, but that's fine too. It says you can't kill it, you can't escape it, you can only give it to someone you love. It's a pretty cool little indie film, regardless. And then I got a movie starring Jacqueline Betham, Scott Taylor Compton, and Lane Turan. Getaway: to survive, she must kill. This too is an Uncorked Entertainment release. 77 minutes on this one. Directed by Lane Turan. 2019 on this one. Widescreen presented. I'm not seeing any special features on this one, but they're not all going to have any features like that sometimes on DVDs. I don't know why, but I guess because maybe they don't, they don't want to go through the trouble. Maybe, I don't know. I always wonder why some DVDs have special features and then others don't have any at all. And then I got Based on the Haunting True Story, The White House, Isolation, Fear, Madness, Save Our Souls. And once again, Uncorked Entertainment released this. It says Raw and Powerful. It says Nerds That Geek. It won a winner of Best Visual Effects too in 2017. Behind the scenes, makeup effects reel and a theatrical trailer. Widescreen presented and clocks in at 103 minutes. A little long in the tooth for, movies of this nature. And that's The Lighthouse. A lot of horror in this video this morning. And I think I've gotten this in past waves. This is an Echo Bridge. It's the 4-movie Steven Seagal collection. It's got Driven to Kill, Kill Switch, Today You Die, Mercenary for Justice. 381 minutes on this title. 2018. Steven Seagal springs into action in this blazing 4-film collection. Justice served on both sides of the law as homicide detectives, black op agents, mobsters, and wrongfully imprisoned men find their own form of rightful vengeance. They all clock in at around the 90-minute time frame. Driven to Kill is a little longer than the rest. That clocks in at 98. Got a couple of them at 96, and then one at 91 minutes in length. So, the perfect. And they are, and to be fair, they are all Steven Seagal films on this particular Echo Bridge release. So you have a quadrilogy, if you will, of Steven Seagal on this one. Then I got a movie starring Mario Van Peebles, A Clear Shot, inspired by the largest hostage rescue operation in U.S. history. This too is an Uncorked. 4 gunmen, 41 hostages, one chance to save them all. 88 minutes on this one. 5.1 and 2.0 Dolby Digital or stereo sound. 2019 on this one. It's from Leisure Films Limited as well. Written and directed by Nick Leisure. I've seen this in a few stores this wave. Can't remember if some of them had slips. I could have swore I saw 1 or 2 have a slip cover. Or it might have been a Blu-ray farm. I'm not sure. Because you get looking at some of these, and they kind of start to blend a little bit. And this movie, this movie here, very, very Walking Dead inspired with the cover here. The writing looks almost exactly like The Walking Dead. Survival is all that is left. Anger of the Dead. I'm going to bet this is an Uncorked. Yeah, I was right. It was an Uncorked. It's an Event Films and Extreme release as well. Written and directed by Francesco Pacone from 2015. Kind of like during the pinnacle of point of Walking Dead when it was really, liking it. It's kind of like infamy or infancy stage, I should say, not infamy, infancy stage where it's kind of like in the middle to early, like popularity. Uh, is kind of like getting to it. I get why they cashed in on it, or more or less. It has a making of featurette, bloopers, a slideshow, and storyboard to screen. They're calling it a gripping splatter and surprisingly evil, says Bubba Zanetti. From 2015, if I didn't mention that. Very, like I said, very Walking Dead inspired, if you will. And then I picked up another Bigfoot film called Hunting Grounds, The Legend is Real in Hungary. Another Uncorked title. Has audio commentary, Shadows in the Forest documentary from 2015. Written and directed by Joe Portanova. And from October People. And from Votive Films as well. Written and directed by John Portanova. And basically, it has both 2.0 and 5.1 for sound. Perfect for me, because I have a 5.1 surround system that sometimes it's weird because like on the system that I have, like it seems like even though it's 5.1, sometimes the sound is not. I don't know if I don't have the right components hooked up for my speaker set, but it seems like they're really not 5.1. Like it's kind of like doesn't like compute with my sound system. Like either that or I'm getting old and I can't hear too good. But I don't know. It just kind of baffles me sometimes. Like sometimes the 2.0 will sound better than the 5.1 on my system, but his game, her rules, Danny's game. This is a high octane film, so I'm kind of gotten off the Uncorked, if you will. 2.0 stereo and clocks in at 77 minutes. This looks like a gambling movie, if you will. Yeah, it's hard to make out who directed it because the writing is really weirdly written, like really like thin font looking, really hard to see. Yeah, and then like when you go to look at the director and the writer, it's like it's so like minuscule that you can't even make out who made what. That's Danny's game. It's kind of like that. I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's like a Vegas kind of movie. I don't know if it's kind of like that. Can't think of its name. What the name of it is. I've seen a Vegas type movie like that at the drive-in one time, and I can't remember what it was called. And then I got You Only Get One, 3 Lives. High octane release here. Has a location video, director's bio, a special FX featurette, script talk, and trailers on this one. Clocks in at 82 minutes. Widescreen presented in a 5.1 and 2.0 stereo. Produced and directed by Julianne Block. Know Your Enemy. Love the cover here. With the axe-wielding maniac there with the cloak. Wearing a cloak hood, if you will. Simple, but very effective. Made me want to get it instantly when I seen it in the store. Because I love my horror films. Oh, and then I got a little bit of a thing I want to do. I want to give away someone that's subscribed on the channel. I got a question. Basically, I'm going to be sending you a DVD or a Blu-ray, depending on what you'd rather have. But you got to get the question right. My question is, what favorite subgenre is my current favorite. And if you get the question right, write the answer below what my favorite subgenre is, and I'll be sending you a DVD or Blu-ray. I'm gonna maybe name a few or see what you're looking for, and if you win, I'll send it to you first chance I get when I get to the post office. I'm not gonna put a time frame on when I send it, but I will send it out. But get that subgenre right that I picked or that I do like, and if you get it right, and if you're the first person in the comments to get the answer right, I'll send you a DVD or Blu-ray of your choice for free. And it'll be like a little contest that I'm kind of not really throwing out there, just kind of randomly throwing it in the video this morning because I want to see if this will get me some more views as well and some more subs. But you got to be subbed, and I got to recognize the name. I'm not trying to be hard about it. I just want to be fair to my regulars and my friends, and and things like that. So please write in the comments below what my favorite subgenre is. And I'm not gonna go down the names of what like what a subgenre is. You should kind of know what a subgenre is, but you should know what I prefer for movies. And I'm not gonna tell you what my favorite is in the video. If you get it right, I'll be sending you a DVD or Blu-ray. So onto the video and more DVD pickups from the Dollar Tree. Love is Blind, Shannon Tarbett, Eden Turner, Benjamin Walker, Matthew Broderick, and Chloe Savini. We all have blind spots. Really good cast here. This too, I'm really shocked that Matthew Broderick is in an Uncorked film, which I really am shocked about that because he is like major studio in the 80s and 90s. And it's also saying Octane. I don't know if this is an Octane film as well, but it's definitely got Uncorked all over it. 185:1 and a 93-minute running time. Directed by Andy Delaney and Monty Whitebloom. And that's Love is Blind. I didn't even know Uncorked made one of the interest films, so they're getting into more genres than I realized, which is really cool too. And they got a really good cast in this Uncorked film. Really surprised they got a film of that magnitude on their under their banner. And then we got a movie starring Mark Joy, Ricardo Melendez, Linda Rodriguez, and Gary Wade Morton. Border Town, they took his daughter. He will take everything. And I want to say this is the guy. Maybe. I want to say this looks like the guy who played in Forever Purge, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I want to say he played in Forever Purge, but he doesn't look like the same guy on the back, so I don't know. I'll look it up later, and if I decide to put it in the comments, I'll tell you who he was. It's rated R. Maverick Entertainment. You do see these Maverick releases every so often pop up in the videos. They pop up in the waves. I mean, they're kind of like mini popular in these waves sometimes, but I don't know. You don't really see them an awful lot, like you do like Uncorked and High Octane and RLJ and Mill Creek and that. But it's rated R, directed by Chris Allen Williams. MaverickEntertainment.cc. This does have special features, director and editor commentary, producer commentary, and behind the scenes. I don't know if it has a running time either. It does have interactive menus, which is really cool. Trailer, scene selection, and a res run at 86 minutes. Oh, that guy just looks like... Maybe it ain't the actor I'm thinking of. He almost looks like the guy who played in Fallen Skies too. I'm not sure if that's him or not, but like I said, I'll be looking for that one. I'm gonna set that one off to the side here. I'll look it up later. And then I got a film called American Martyr. Her calling is destruction. Kind of like what most people probably want to do on Washington anymore. It's pretty fitting right here. This is an ITN distributed title. I'm not bashing either, governments. It's just there's a lot of chaos in the country right now. Just wish it'd get better. We need to be unified and be running. I mean, I know COVID's taking a toll on its, on our citizens, but we need to act like Americans again. What built the country on, our values and having each other's back, that kind of thing. 100 minutes on this one. It's a drama. Very patriotic slipcover. I really like the look of this one. This one looks really fun. An alt-right Christian terrorist in the United States claims to hear the voice of God, commanding her to attack federal buildings. So the lady's kind of psychotic. She's taking out federal buildings because of her voice from God. So, pretty cool looking film. She looks kind of sadistic and psychotic here in the back. Kind of looks a little bit like a, I don't know what you want to call it, kind of like a female serial killer kind of look to her there. But she likes guns and violence, I guess, instead of killing people, I guess. Well, I mean, she can kill people with that, but I mean, like, with knives and things like that. Then we got a movie called Kingdom of Swords, Rise to Rule. ITN distributed title. There's a lot of ITN in this wave, too, as well. 97 minutes, it's considered action. It's from director Terrace Kamich, Invert Pictures Film Studio, and a Terrace Kamich Kingdom of Swords presented. I thought it was another studio, but apparently it was just kind of like a impromptu the name of the movie. But I thought maybe another studio had collaborated with it. But that's Kingdom of Swords. Like these medieval period piece films from time to time. I've got quite a selection of movies that are like of medieval times, like Vikings and stuff kind of like in the Lord of the Rings realm kind of thing. There's a lot of that stuff in the Dollar Tree waves. I know they're probably poorly done, but I don't know. I'm a sucker for them. And then I got A Power of Grayskull, the definitive history of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And I had a lot of these back in the day. My little brother used to always try to play with them when I was at work, and they were kind of like, I didn't have them really as collectibles, but I did keep them up in an upper shelf. I had him hidden from him because he would try to play with them during the day, and I don't know, I didn't really want him playing with them because I don't know, just something about the He-Man figures. They were so detailed. Like, they weren't like Star Wars figures. They were like, they went beyond that. They like showed the muscle and I don't know, they were really distinctive, and I still to this day think they're a really well done figure. They were probably ahead of their time at the time. I think there was one that I didn't really think was really well made, though. It was the one that I can't remember his name. He had like kind of like you'd push him down, and then you could push a button, and he'd pop up like he was gonna fly and run into you. Like, I don't know, I can't remember what his name was. But that one was really plastic. Like, it wouldn't have took much for that one to break. I thought that was a really poorly done figure of that line. It's from 2016. From High Octane, 95 minutes on this one. Randall Lobb and Robert McCallum directed this film. I don't know if it's like a documentary on Grayskull. Yeah, it's saying a ultimate behind it all, detailing the rise and fall of this childhood toy. Love the cover here, very 80s throwback, if you will. The kid pretending to be He-Man on the cover. I believe there's a. I could have sworn somebody said there was going to be a live action. I don't know if it's a reboot or a sequel to the one from the 80s. But I could have sworn I'd seen somebody say that. And then I picked up this Kmart release, which is very nostalgic for me. I used to do all kinds of stuff at Kmart back in the day as a kid. We had a Kmart where the store had a restaurant off the way, and we'd always go after we'd shop. We'd always walk over there as a family, and we'd have dinner, and it just was such, like I think that's what's missing in stores today. Like you don't have that restaurant factor. Oh, it was like my dad would get paid. We'd go 30 miles to this one store, and it just was really fun to go, hang out with your family and buy a few things and check out the store. And, it's just that the stores are missing that kind of factor anymore. For me, like there's really no family togetherness at stores like there used to be back in the 80s and 90s. It's something that's missing in today's like Walmarts. And I mean, yeah, I know they have their really cheesy like little restaurant that they do have sometimes in these places, but they're usually eat and go, or whatever. They're not. There's really no family togetherness really because it's just there's just no just kind of weird. It's just like you can't capture lightning in a bottle anymore for things like that. This is an Echo Bridge release, rated R. It's Howling 4, the original Nightmare. I know this gets a lot of hate, but I don't know. I had fun with this one back in the day. There is one too that has Howling 4 and Ghoulies 4, like split down the middle. I have that one as well. But I do have the set that was from Germany that has 1 through 6, and it has like these three finger, well, uh, claws coming down the middle. It's like a yellowish orange ambiance kind of thing going on at. I have an all-region DVD player, and it's the only way you can watch all 6 in-house that I know of, unless they come out with some other stuff that I don't know. But happy to get this on its standalone form. And that's Howling for the original Nightmare. I don't know how long that one was, but like I said, 94 minutes. It was from 2004 Echo Bridge. And like I said, it brings back memories of, like, with it being Kmart. It makes me feel, really kind of good inside because I really miss that store. And then I got a movie starring Sienna Miller, Christina Hendricks, and Aaron Paul. All She Wants Is an Answer. It's certified fresh from Rotten Tomatoes. A Vertical Entertainment. 111 minutes on this one. Powerful, beautifully acted, and deeply immersive, says, I think it's Entertainment Weekly. Directed by Jake Scott. There is a 5.1 and 2.0 sound on this one as well. So you get the best of both worlds, depending on your setup. But I really do prefer the 5.1. I kind of have to keep it at a minimum because sometimes it gets a little too loud. I could probably blare it, but my son, like, if he's downstairs and if he hears really loud noises, he like gets this massive jump scare. I don't know if it's because he has kind of like a condition. I don't know. I can't remember if he has. Well, we haven't really had him to the doctor, and I'm not sure if he's got like a form of autism because he does sometimes take his hands and he'll cup his ears. Like and then he'll get like really like, and then he doesn't like to be touched on his shoulder, um, and then he gets like these high pitched screaming spells sometimes. So I don't know if he's got a form of autism. Um, Onto the movies now. Full screen edition here. Sandra Bullock, Hugh Grant, 2 weeks notice. This old-fashioned snapper case here. This is a Canadian release from Warner Brothers. PG-13 and clocks in at 102 minutes from Castle Rock Entertainment and Village Roadshow as well. Let's see if there's anything else I can include in here. They gave it a PG-13 for some sexual related humor, I guess. I don't know if there's any. No, that's quite a few special features on here for a DVD as well. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, back in the day, these snapper case ones, they're cardboard, but they're sturdy, and there's no way for their corners to get ruffled or bent over or anything like that. The only downfall is sometimes when you take this plastic like tape off, it likes to sometimes stick. And then you got an issue sometimes if you leave this, like, say you left this on the table and you had some saturation on the table, it's going to get this all wet and it's going to ruin the cover or the back cover. That's the only downfall of these, but I do really like these. These are sturdy. They do kind of stick out on the shelf a little more than the rest of the DVDs, but still, I really like the snapper case. Snapper case, and we got 3 more. And I'm sorry about the length, but this is like 12 more than I normally do. Got a movie called Goldstone. Aaron Peterson, Alex Russell, Chang Pei Pei, David Wenham, David Gupilil, and Jackie Weaver, Where Worlds Collide. I really like this, that it's in a clear case. 16 by 9, 110 minutes from 2018. It has a slew of special features. The detective Jay Swain arrives in the frontier town of Goldstone on a missing persons inquiry. What seems like a simple investigation unearths a web of crime, corruption, human trafficking, and the exploitation of Aboriginal lands. So I don't know if this takes place in Australia. Aborigines are from, Australia. That's what it seems to be implying. Yeah, it says Screen Australia. So this is more or less shot in and around Australia, or a good portion of it's in Australia. It's pretty cool. Wish I could get more stuff from Australia in the wave. Just a different backdrop, and it's so genuine. I like that. It looks good on film. From 2018, if I didn't mention that. They're saying Screen Australia and Screen Queensland. In association with Arclight Films, Transmission Films, and Dark Matter presents Goldstone. Just look at the back. Really nice landscapes. It's like a pretty interesting film, and I really love the clear casing. Like I said, I wish such an attractive case to me. Like, it kind of stands out. The black case just looks so typical. I just like, outside of the box kind of thinking. Like, I wouldn't care if they were red too, or purple, or something different than the black case all the time. Just kind of gets redundant, after a while. And then I got a movie called The Dawnseeker. Got like these giant creatures and stuff that look like almost like snapping turtles and things like that. Uncorked Entertainment from 2018. Bonus features behind the scenes, cast interviews. They give it 5-star horror fuel says. A couple of special features like I mentioned. Feature Zero Entertainment presents a Justin Price film. Let's see. Really hard to see who director Justin Price. Okay, 2018. Basically, this takes place in 2248. The Earth's sun has dwindled and no longer provides the energy needed to sustain human life. 5 hired mercenaries here travel to an uncharted planet to collect a rare mineral known as stardust to replenish the dying star. After their spaceship crashes on the alien planet, they are stalked and hunted by a creature far more advanced than anything they have ever encountered before. So, really good part of the science fiction wing to throw into the collection. I really like my sci-fi stuff too as well. I'm not fully on board with all horror. I do like a good horror sci-fi too as well. It's kind of hard to set the bar as high as Alien for sci-fi horror with these direct-to-video ones, though. As long as you go into these movies not trying to compare it to stuff like that, you'll have fun with stuff like this. Like, they're fun. And they have their place. And we all need to support indie horror as well, not just the mainstream. We need to, get more in tune with this, the indie stuff as well. I feel like sometimes people see these Dollar Tree waves and they think they're nothing but indie garbage. You'd be surprised. I've found movies that I've watched that I expected nothing from, and like, what was that one I watched? How to Make a Monster or something like. It's really a simple plot, and it had Charisma Carpenter from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and it was such a simple plot, but it was a little girl that orders a monster and gets it delivered to her house, and it's kind of like her kind of like hitting it, like their conversation back and forth throughout the movie about things. It just was really simple, but it was also very 80s like. I don't know. I know I don't get the hate sometimes for these like indie stuff that they do get, because I mean there is some good stuff. And then lastly, sorry about my voice. It Will Drain the Life Out of You. The Life Changer, a refreshingly original horror film. Uncorked Entertainment, and it's from 2018, Canadian release, and it has a slew of special features. Written and directed by Justin McConnell. A rousing thriller that is that is sure to be a crowd pleaser. And I think I'll just read what it's about, and this will wrap up the video. Drew has to shapeshift or face painful death. He has to find someone and make a copy. He becomes them, and they die horribly. Enter Julia, the object of Drew's affection. How can he make things right when he's never the same person for very long? Life Changer follows one shapeshifter's twisted quest to repair the damage he's caused while leaving a trail of bodies in his wake. And that's my video for this morning. And that's all 32 titles. And that wraps up July's wave. I have no more current Dollar Trees. But like I said about that little mini quasi contest, please tell me in the comments below. Be the first to get it right, and I'll be sending you a DVD or Blu-ray. But you have to be subscribed to the channel, and I have to more or less recognize if you are subscribed. You can't just randomly pop in here and make a guess and just like leave, because I like to be fair to everybody. Contests are about what's fair. But please tell me my favorite subgenre, and I'll be sending you a DVD or Blu-ray. I got a bag of extras over there. I'll kind of name a few if you win, and if there's something you want, I'll just send it to you or whatever. But that's my video for this morning. Please share, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. I'm sure an August wave or September wave's not, going to be too far off, or a quasi August / September wave. However they're going to do it, they might do it at the end of August into September, because they have been doing it towards the middle to end of the month lately. But that's my video, and you all have a good Tuesday, and stay safe out there. Happy hunting or last minute hunting, because I'm sure at this point there's probably nothing out there. But have a good day, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye.